Hey guys, and welcome to another video. So this video is basically me following my reading journey of Supernova, which is the third and final book in the Renagades trilogy by Marissa Meyer. So, funny story, I'm already 5% of the way, hit myself in the face, only 5% of the way through this book, and I'm on like chapter 4, page 33. This is barely anything compared to the 500 and something pages this book is. One second, I'm checking. No spoilers, don't read spoilers, don't read spoilers, no spoilers. 549 pages of this entire book, and I'm only like 5% of the way through it. So I feel like I can still introduce this. I was being lazy and I didn't want to film an intro, so I'm filming the intro now. I didn't want to film the intro before I started the book, so I'm filming the intro now. The previous two books, I'm pretty sure both got, Renegades, the first one got 5 stars. I'm pretty sure Arch Enemies got 4 or 3, I can't remember exactly. So it's a pretty high up there series for me right now, and I cannot wait to know how this ends. I really enjoyed again, like I said, I really enjoyed the first two, and I cannot wait. Yes, I have a Dumbledore magnetic bookmark. Do not judge. I do not have superhero bookmarks. Should I invest in those? Comment down below if I should invest in superhero bookmarks. If you have an opinion on that, I don't know. You don't have to if you don't want to. So yeah, I guess we'll just dive back in because I've already started. Back with an update. So as I said in the first clip of this video, I had already been like 5% of the way through the book when I filmed my intro, and now I am about 30% of the way through the book on chapter 19, page 181, and man, has stuff happened in this 30%. I'm still trying to comprehend what I've read, because a lot of things happened, and just had a somewhat emotional scene that I still haven't wrapped my mind around. Yeah, there's been a lot going on in this final book here that I'm very curious as to where this is gonna go, because it felt like I think 15% to 20%. I'm like, this feels like this should be the ending of the book. How is this only at the 20% mark of the book? Like, have you ever read a book where you get to a point, I'm like, this should be the end? How is there this many more pages left? How is there this much left in the book? This feels like it should be the end. Like, this should have been an end of the book scene, situation, and climax. But nope, it was like 20-something% of the way through the book, and now I'm 30, and I'm just like, where's this gonna go? Because this thing's like 500-something pages. Let me figure that out. I think it is 500, and we'll keep going. Oh my word. It is 549 pages. What happens in this whole chunk? What is gonna happen in this? Oh, this book's keeping me on my toes. Sometimes I can kind of like guess or be like, oh, maybe this might happen or this might happen. I have no guesses as to what's going to happen in this book. I have no clue. It's all up in the air for me. I have like no theories, nothing. I'm just drawing a blank. But it's really good. It's gotten me really interested. I've read like for an hour and a half today. So just because I couldn't put it down, I was like, I just need to read. So yeah, I'll give you guys another update when I get farther in. And I'm back. Another update. Let's go. So I'm now 66% of the way through the book on chapter 36 on page 375. And man, is this book tripping me out. I think, like, because I just read a portion of chapters that were almost uncomprehendable in like a good way. Like, I wasn't tracking. I felt very disoriented while reading them, and I think like so did the characters in these chapters. The characters were very disoriented. They were like, they didn't really 100% know what was going on. So I think that was a good writer prompt there. I felt just as disoriented as your characters did in that whole section. And stuff has happened. Some lore's been dropped on how these guys get their superpowers, which was really interesting. Some secrets have been spilled, which I think I said that earlier, but apparently that didn't correlate to anybody in the book. That secret wasn't really revealed, I guess, if that makes any sense. You gotta read it. Again, this series is so good. This one may end up being a 5-star. This third one, because the first one was a 5-star, Renagades was a 5-star, then I'm pretty sure Arch Enemies was 4. This one may be 3. Not 3. 5. I may have, like, this may be a really good series. I'm gonna be completely honest. It is a really good series. But, what? I'm still trying to comprehend what I just read, but I don't know how this is gonna end. I have no clue. And normally that doesn't happen for me. Sometimes I can kind of like have some vague idea of how it's gonna end, whether it's gonna be a happy ending or a sad ending. So yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of this video. I think that'll be the last clip I do is the end of this video. This is insane. Hey, welcome to the end of this video. I just finished Supernova. I am gonna be honest, the ending of this whole book was a roller coaster. And I don't know if I mean that I definitely mean that in a good way. My emotions were skyrocketing, and then they were also like, it was like you know, like at that, you know, the beginning of it's like, okay, this is kind of boring. Okay, there's like, okay, and then you have like, whoa, and then you just plummet, and then you kind of have that chill point again, and then you go, whoa. It feels like it's like it went like this, like there was like, whoa, something really cool, then like, okay, we're done with the really cool thing, and then it's boring for a little bit, and then, oh, something really cool happens again. It's like that. Now I know that's kind of how books work, but I know that's how books work. That's how a plot works, is you have the ups and downs. I am gonna be honest, I do not have a rating for this book right now because I'm still trying to wrap my head around what I just read. And it's insane, it's crazy, I have no words to explain it. It's so good. But I need some time to think about and contemplate what I want to actually rate this. Because as of right now, I would rate it highly. Not saying that I wouldn't rate it highly even after thinking about it, but I just don't know if I just, like, I need to kind of calm down from finishing this. I mean, the plot twist at the end just had, like, it's a 4-star alone just with those. It's just, like, because the beginning part of it was slow, which happens in a book. The beginning part of most books are pretty slow. So I don't really know, because taking into consideration all the different parts of this book, I would say, I'm like, you're getting my thought process of how I rate things. It's really good. I'm also thinking about, like, in the correlation to the rest of the series, because for context, we're moving my right here so that I can get these. For context, the first book was 5 stars, and the second book was 4. And I feel like now that I've finished it, I don't know if this one was great. So I don't know if it's it's the same level of I really enjoyed this one. I don't think there was a single part in this one that I didn't enjoy. That's why I got 5 stars. I'm like thinking about it. I don't think there was really any part of this one that I didn't enjoy so much that, like, if I didn't enjoy it, it didn't, like, deduct anything. It was just like, oh, this was, like, I found so many typos in this book, by the way. Fun fact, that was something that I was reading, I was like, that should be us, not as, but whatever. So that's the thing, like, there were parts of this book that I was just bored at, and that's kind of how, it's like, this book is a combination of this one and this one. This one's 5 stars, loved it, 100%, was so good. For some reason, for me, second books in a trilogy, not a series, in a trilogy, sometimes in a series, but a lot of times in a trilogy, they just feel like, I'm trying to think of the phrase I'm trying to think of. Like, filling dead air. If that's not the actual phrase, if you know what I mean. Like, because it always feels like when it's a trilogy, the writer, like, okay, we have a beginning, I know what I'm writing for the beginning, and we have an end. Now I need to figure out the middle. It's like that sometimes with me for books, like second books in the trilogies. I'm always like, yeah, this one's just like filling up empty space. Like, you know, when you're in a silence and you're like, well, I don't like silence, I'm just gonna talk, and it's always about like the dumbest or most useless conversation. Not saying that this book isn't good. Again, I gave it 4 stars. It just was missing that, like, I don't want to say like that quality, that element that this book had. And this is the shorter one too. It's I don't know why, just sometimes when I'm reading trilogies, it's just kind of the second book doesn't ever hit as hard as the first and the third. Because this one, I wouldn't say I was super bored in this one. Actually, I was probably a bit more bored. This one's also the longest one. This is 549 pages. So there were parts of this where I felt like the book was kind of dragging a little bit. I was like, okay, can we get to the good stuff? All the good stuff was like 60-70% of the way through the book where I didn't feel like I could put the book down. Like 60% of it, I was like, okay, this is boring me for a second. Like, okay, this is not as interesting. Like, that type of thing where I felt like I could put the book down, but after I got past that 60%, I was like, I can't put this down, I have to keep reading. This book didn't feel like that. I wasn't super bored in it. That's why I got 4 stars. It didn't have that element that the first one did that gave it 5 stars, but it was still good. So I think overall, I would give this whole series a 4-star rating. Now, obviously, because I wouldn't say this one, now that I'm thinking about it and comparing it to the other ones. Because, again, when you're reading a series, you can't just judge one book. You kind of judge the series as a whole. And this is the ending to this series. It was chaotic. This is the one book I was reading and I'm like, okay, what? You know, sometimes when... Look, I'm not trying to hate on Marissa Meyer. I loved this book. It was so good. I loved this whole series. I'm just saying from someone who's been writing their own book and been learning a lot about that, and now I kind of look at books a little bit differently than just as a reader. I also look at it as like, I feel like there were scenes in this that were dragging the book a little bit. I was like, do we need this? I do not think we need this scene specifically. I feel like this scene didn't have to be in here. It wasn't like, you could have tweaked it a little bit to where it felt more necessary. That's where I felt like there were some scenes in this that felt like that, whereas in Renagades, to me, there was like no scene in here that I felt like it didn't have a purpose. Because it was setting up this trilogy, it was setting up the story. So every scene kind of had a purpose of like, okay, giving you information about characters and stuff and background for some characters, or creating mysteries and little Easter eggs throughout. So when it comes to this one that I'm just finished reading, I feel like, okay, I may actually give it a rating in this video because I'm going through my process of how I think about these things. I think I'm going to give it a 4 stars as well. Still really good. But it's just those scenes that kind of, I had to force myself to read. Like, I don't want to say any of them specifically because that'll, like, spoil these books. But it's like, yeah, just like those some scenes, and I'm sure fellow readers would relate. You're reading a series that you really enjoy. Like, I enjoyed this book, and why I'm giving it 4 stars is I still enjoyed it. The ending saves, the whole last 70% of this book saves all those boring scenes from the beginning. That's why it's getting a 4 star. It's just because of those somewhat boring scenes, it won't get to 5 stars. Because I thoroughly enjoyed this book the whole entire time I was reading it. And it didn't, there was really nothing I can even say that I didn't like about it. It was so good. That's why it's a 5 star for me. It gave kind of that, and I haven't stopped thinking about this trilogy in general because I've been reading it for the past 3 months. Context, I read this book in March. Oh, wrong one. This book in March, this book in April, this book in May. So I read each book in a month of each other, approximately. Most likely a couple weeks, actually. So it's just kind of, I think I'm going to give this one 4 stars. And overall, this whole series, I think 4.5. This whole series, 4.5. It's so close. But just these two being 4-star books, they just kind of bring it down. It's so close. Because I did enjoy both of these. I enjoyed all 3 of these books. And I would 100% read them again. I would actually, I'm now thinking about that, rereading these at some point. But yeah, I think that's where I'm at for right now. Now, when I do my May wrap-up video, my opinion could change. I don't think it will, because you just heard my whole 8-minute spiel of how my thought process works when I rate books. But yeah, I'm giving this one 4 stars for now. I guess maybe I might change it if I think harder about it, but right now it's 4 stars. And this whole series I give 4.5 stars. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and just a heads up, my next book vlog's probably going to be really short because I'm reading a novella. And I thought about combining it with another book, but my next book I'm reading is like 500 something pages, so I was like, that would have been a really weird thing to do. So, who knows, maybe my next reading vlog will end up being a short, because it's a novella. It's like 200 something pages. So it's going to take me probably a day to read that book. Probably not even, to be completely honest. I've read longer books in a day. That's talent. I've read longer books in a day. I'm sure plenty of other people have too. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know if there's any specific videos you guys want me to try out, and comment down below if you have read this series. What are your thoughts on it? No spoilers, please, because I don't want to spoil this book series if people haven't read it. And this is also a series I feel like needs more hype. It's so good, and yeah, it's like, again, 4.5 stars. It just didn't get there because of some scenes and stuff and these that I'm just like, took it down a few notches. But yeah, again, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you watched the whole thing, thank you very much. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!